Oh, yeah. With Phillip Charles, Gumbolaya podcast, Ep24, doing it.
Praise and production.
We're here. We are here. The beloved C.A. Purcell, the beloved Kelley Nicole Purcell, who's totally talking during my intro.
Sorry.
The beloved Phillip Charles, our
Phillip
family
Mandel
friend,
Charles.
Phillip MANDEL Charles. I'm serious.
We just
I
learned
feel like
about
you
the
did
middle
something
name.
significant in the civil rights movement. But the name Phillip MANDEL Charles, bro? I feel like you got phone numbers of people you can call to organize. If we put on suits. Phillip MANDEL Charles.
Oh, my Lord.
Don't mind us.
I like it. This is a
Don't
strong
mind.
name.
It is.
I want a name like that. Phillip
You have a
MANDEL.
great name.
Calvin Anthony.
Yes. Yes.
I like it.
You have like a male model name.
Calvin Anthony.
Yes.
I thought of having my first and middle be my producer name, like my pseudonym, Calvin Anthony, because it was just around the time where people were using like two names, Kanye West or Pharrell Williams, like it was names.
That's what I did.
Instead of just like one moniker.
I like CA,
yeah,
I like CA.
I gotta give thanks to Mateo. He totally put that together. All right. I did ask this before. I think I cut your answer off. It's my bad. First song. What is the first song you wrote? Do you remember?
First song. It was with a group called Ivy for JC.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Instrument and Voices for Jesus Christ. I think it was called I Give My All to You.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did y'all record it? Could we look it up?
No. Do
Do you have it on something at
I
home?
don't have.
Oh.
I think I had it on Porter Studio, and that's good.
I don't know what that. What is Porter Studio?
You know
I'll
the
try and look it
little
up.
4-track multi-track.
Oh yeah. I do it in Chihuahua. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had it. I mean, it's gone. So
Okay.
but yeah, if we have time, I'll play it for you tomorrow.
Oh sure, yeah. You seem very at peace with that. Like I struggle when I lose like early recordings of stuff that I did, and I never go back. But if I know that I lost something that something was on, I'm devastated. And I even remember a situation with a friend of mine who's you know what a master link is?
No.
So it's basically, I mean, I'll show you some other time. But a lot of people used it to house their library because there was also some like mastering tools on this unit. So it was a rack unit that had a CD burner and some onboard effects in the unit. I believe like compression and a mastering limiter, stuff like that. I'm not sure if it had like sound profiles or whatever, but it had a huge hard drive or more in it, Masterlink.
Okay.
And it was very high quality. You can get, very high quality audio, whatever in it. And people would house a lot of their library of music in their master link, and then they would burn it as needed.
Okay.
It was used a lot in between the transition from like tape and whatnot before people were using computers at home for music.
Okay.
It was like in between there because you could have this unit, it's good quality audio, whatever. So you could go to the studio, record the thing, bring your master link it up, and then you got your final product in high res, and then you made copies or whatever.
Okay.
I remember a friend of mine was allowing another friend, we're going to leave names out of this, to use his studio, and the other friend accidentally messed up homie's master link, so it was his library. He had songs all the way back pre-college.
Oh, my.
And you know this friend, but he's a very loving-hearted guy, but he was very angry. And I just remember thinking, like, he might actually fight. Like, I might need to stick around in case I need to put my fat in between them because he was hot. And I would say you seem surprisingly cool with the fact that, yeah, it's my first song ever. I don't have it. It don't seem to matter. I would be sad about this. You should be sad, Phil.
Why are you trying to make me sad?
Be more sad,
We're
Phil.
in a happiness.
No.
Happiness.
So that was the first song. I got there. I think the first song I remember was the arrangement of what you call it, and the bossa nova kind of.
Holy, holy, holy.
Yeah, you did an arrangement of that.
I did that, and I did.
But there's another song you wrote that I love.
We have come into this house, gathered in His name, worship Him. You
Not that one. I do remember that arrangement, but there was another song that you wrote. We just talked about it like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I'm gonna probably bleep that out because I don't know if you have it copywritten yet.
No, it's not.
But we want to do that song. You remember that song? I'm gonna have to cut all this. So we're singing another song that he wrote that we haven't recorded. And so you won't see any of what just happened just now because I'm gonna cut it out and then we're gonna copyright it and then we'll release it and we'll tell you what we're talking about. So I do remember there was that one, and then you did King of Kings. All right, so when did King of Kings come upon thee?
Yeah.
It came upon me when I was tasked with the job of leading the CBF ministry.
Oh, it came.
Oh, that early?
It came,
Oh.
as soon as that happened.
Predated me.
You know, I get these harebrained kind of ideas. Well,
I love your harebrained ideas.
Inspiration or whatever.
You're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because of, I think it's all God because the way the song came together, it was like in pieces over time. It wasn't everything like right now, which a lot of guys can do.
Yeah.
But the progression of the song from beginning to end probably took about 2.5, maybe 3 years. That long. So and the first part of it being "You Are King of Kings."
Yeah. But I'm interested in the auspices, like the beginning. So where were you? What was happening?
It's in our garage
at home working.
At home
with the intention of writing a song, or were you vacuuming or something?
It was the crazy. We were in what at that time Crystal Water Lane in Walnut.
I remember that place.
Which became Christopher's studio. It was my studio back then.
Of course.
We had the Atari set up and we were rocking that 1040 ST with hybrid arts and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we were doing that thing. And it came, I think Glenn was there, John.
Over at your place?
At my place.
Oh, okay. Y'all used to link up and work on stuff?
Well, we did for that, and don't ask me why we were there.
Okay.
I just remember we were there.
Okay.
And this song happened right then, and it was right there in that spot that it came up.
So what was the fullness of the original idea? Was it the whole verse or what?
It was "You're King of Kings, God of all things." And up into King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Holy One.
So the verse,
all that happened.
Okay.
The verse and the hook, which is all.
So you had the verse, but I mean you couldn't sing it yet because it wasn't done. So how did you just recorded it on your tape?
No, it was all here, and we kind of sang it out loud over guitar. I didn't record. I don't remember recording anything.
Yeah.
So everything was just here.
Yeah.
And the changes, and then we worked it out a few places in rehearsal.
Yeah.
And we started doing it. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess so. If you touched it and then walked away, what pulled you back to continue? Like, did you ever sit down to finish it, or
no?
Would you noodle the ideas?
We were doing it. In fact, we did it a few times with the worship team.
Right.
Without the chorus?
With the chorus. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Holy One.
He had verse and chorus.
I had a verse and a chorus.
That's what he said.
I must have missed that. I'm sorry. I thought you said in your initial sitting, you only got the verse out.
I got the verse and the chorus.
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had enough to loop.
Yeah,
okay.
I had enough to loop.
I got you.
I had King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Prince of Peace, and you so much more, and you so much more. And I had all that.
Okay.
But the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, that came later.
Okay.
And then maybe 6 months to a year later, we exalt your name on high.
Okay.
You are the great I am.
Okay.
Yeah, you are the Lord.
It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, that's the way it happens,
Yeah.
That's the way it happened for me in that process.
I've only had a couple that have kind of come out like that. Usually for me, I either have like what feels like a river and, it's kind of coming out. or I feel like I get stuck. Like I'll have, a good premise, and every time I go back to it, and the only time that seems to be where I'm able to break through that when it happens is if somebody else is there. If I have another person where I'm out of my head, they are suggesting stuff that for some reason just kind of kicks the wheel and gets it moving. And then, either their idea works or I'll have another one based off me thinking of, you know what I mean? But it's usually I either got the idea, that, like Glory and Honor, for example. I was in the room and I didn't do this a lot. And we were both trying to give space in each other's lives to spend more time in prayer and worship, you know what I mean? So I came in the room, I closed the door. I like to bring lights down. So doors closed, shades are closed or whatever. And I just sat in here and prayed for a while. And a lot of it was a lot of dealing with shame because I didn't feel like I was putting enough intention into my prayer and worship time. So in that first moment, I'm thinking it's been a while since I just stopped worrying about life and I just kind of sat in God's presence like at length. I do the praying, but not at length. And so I just sat in here and I'm thinking about being grateful, and I'm thinking about what always goes to God is glory and honor when your head is straight. When your head is not straight, that's when you start thinking about your shame and your failure and all this stuff that has got nothing to do with God's goodness. It's the stuff that you've been dealing with, and you find out you don't know what you're doing, and you're like, oh yeah, God. So I was sitting in the room getting through that process, and I was thinking, if I wanted to sing something that's not cookie cutter, that's not contrived, that's just purely a song that anybody can sing to God, it's not so personal to me that somebody else would be like, I don't want to sing that. That didn't happen to me, So I was thinking, what's the core? What's the core? And it's the fact that glory and honor belong to God. That the stuff that I try, might work a wee bit, but not, not in any significant way, unless it's something that I'm dedicating to God, coming from God, being led by God in some kind of way. So I was thinking, all of that, all glory and all honor goes to God. And I just kind of sat in the moment and it started to come out. And I did write the second half of the song detached from the first, kind of similar to like you were saying, but it was like maybe a week, maybe. It wasn't that long. I just remember I was singing what I had put down like every day. And I'm like, I like this. Like this worked, but we need somewhere to go. We got a good, you know what I mean? We got the lunches packed. We all in the car. It's a beautiful day. The windows are down. Like we're moving. We're going.
Sure.
But we're not, you know what I mean? We haven't seen the sign that says Disneyland yet. Like I don't have a place. So for you started hanging out with the homies, going through the jam, right? I can't believe I just said jam.
You said jam. I said jam.
You don't know of this. Kelley and her friend, they like
out
to
to
jam.
Jamie.
And to me, that word is very funny. I don't ever plan to jam.
It's a perfect word.
So jam. They jam. And so I was listening to Phil as he was talking about jam. So Phil and his friends were jamming.
We were jamming.
They were jamming, and the verse and the chorus came out. Boop, boop, boop. Y'all, and you sang that already in church, just the verse and the chorus? And then the rest of it came?
And the rest of it came later. The King of Kings.
Yeah.
That came.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you record the original ever?
I never recorded.
No,
the
he
original.
didn't. And
Never
there's
recorded.
number one, there's something to be said for just starting to perform something.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, at our church, it's low stakes.
She loves to say this.
I do. Well, because
I want stuff
you don't always need it perfected or recorded. That's nice, but you don't always need it. And there's something to be said for getting your idea out there and seeing how it touches people. Yeah. And I want to say, Phil, that I was always so proud. I mean, I came after you had cultivated the song a little bit, but I remember, I think I didn't realize it was an original of yours because Covenant had already been singing it.
Yeah.
And then one day you told me, I was like, wait, what? Like, it was like Fred Hammond or something.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Yeah.
And I want to personally thank you for trusting us with it because you know me, I'm a collector of content.
Okay.
And, I love to write, but I'm also always listening out for other people's originals. And especially where YV is concerned, we like to aggregate, a lot of great content that is coming from people. So I want to thank you for trusting us to take it and produce it and now release it.
I feel the same way because to respond to Kelley's comment about, we have this conversation about when to perform something live. The reason the recording is always first for me is because it's the picture that I would show somebody if I'm saying we're going to do this. So I want it recorded and kind of put together so that if I want to do it live, I can send it to somebody and say, this is the song.
I get that.
Learn this, you know what I mean? So, and also just, this is home for me is the studio. So wanting to get it recorded, I've played at a semi-pro level since I was a preteen, but it's other people's stuff. So, I get it. I get the feeling of live.
I'm also a performer.
Yeah.
Your home is the studio. I love to perform.
I'm split.
And so when I feel like I have a song or even a song idea that I'm excited about, I want to see if it touches
I need it to be finished.
The audience.
I need to be finished first.
And so again, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
But for Phil, you started putting it out there to Covenant, and then you were able to conceive of those next parts as well.
Yeah, the parts came.
Sometimes that helps.
Much later.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, the Phil that I am, the person that I am, who has had a million songs come and go. And never.
But that's also why you record stuff
and never record. Like I'll get an idea and say that's kind of cool, and I never act out on it.
Speaking of which, I have a voice recording of another one of your ideas.
Oh,
and I want to work on it. Sorry. Interesting. Keep going.
No, I was just going to say, and if this is my bad, I'll stand in front of the Lord, and then this angel comes out and says, "What's wrong with the angel? He's dragging something."
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I said, "What's wrong with the angel? He's dragging something. He's coming on." Yeah, well, stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
He's dragging something.
Okay,
Lord, I got it right here. And the Lord looks at me and looks over there. Look at all them songs and hooks right there that I gave you.
Wow.
Look at all them songs and hooks I gave you.
Yeah.
Talk about conviction.
Yeah. What up with that?
Yeah. Have you always had like equipment though? Like from
I've had equipment, but I function better with people.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I write when Ron Bruner was coming over, because Ron used to always come over. We just write stuff. We just do stuff.
Yeah.
We had an idea, we just kind of. I lost that. When I lost that, I just kind of.
He's the same. I feel I'm similar too. I mean, I was telling you at lunch that I'm a bit of an introvert. I do feel like I need to sit with myself, to kind of cultivate something. But to take it to the next level, not only is it a communal thing and it's fun with people you love, I also want other people's skill sets.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome chord men. I need some chords. I can come up with top line and a melody idea, and I was telling Jamie, like, until I get chords, I don't know. It's like now I'm coming to life. Now we're cooking with gas, you know? And it's great. It's great to get other people's skill sets, the drummer and the bassist, so there's something to be said about coming together.
It definitely is. I want to remind you of something that we've talked about a lot though. Remember not to look at your piece of the puzzle as any less than. You refer to it as going to another level. And I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But if a song can be sung at its pure essence, just literally sung through with a voice, if it's good enough to get to that point, then that's of substance. Because the opposite has been the pitfall of a lot of people that I've worked with, where they focus so much more on the production and the backing and the chordal structures and the this and the that the song is whack.
Yeah.
The song is weak, but they want all these amazing tricks. And I heard this song has this. And I literally remember working with an artist where she wasn't finished writing the songs and we were having production sessions where she's paying me and I didn't mind, but I'm like, yo, how are we going to decide what we're going to do here when we don't know where we're going yet? Like, let's finish the song.
Yeah.
And right, some people work like that. And you know, her song came out well. I just, to me, because I was a part of the process, it felt segmented, but it could be that I'm biased because I was really there.
A right or wrong, but
exactly.
I do appreciate what you're saying.
But I mean, top line is a big deal.
And I don't mean to diminish, every part that someone brings to something, because you're right. Like top line and melody help structure something.
So
and
I would
Jamie
say
says that to me a
top
lot.
line
She's
and
like,
melody is structure.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And Jamie says that to me. She's like, no, you come and you sing something and you'd be surprised. Like when someone sings something, but they don't have a rhythm in mind. They're not really grabbing a key.
All the lights start flashing in your brain. Yeah.
I need you to
I
educate
appreciate
me.
that.
Yeah. Top line.
Okay.
What do you mean by
so
top
if you
line?
think of any song that can be sung with one person.
Okay.
That's the simple explanation. I mean, if you talk to contemporary music makers, they might have a different offering of definition. My definition is it's the single line that has all of the song. So if one person can sing it, that is the top line, as long as they're singing it correctly. You know what I mean? So it's the core melody of the whole song.
Way to put it. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
Simplified version of the whole song.
Correct.
Okay. Reason
it's
is
like what I give to the junior praise team, because they don't do harmony, right? So I make sure that I know what the core melody of the song is, the top line that I want to make sure
that makes
you
sense.
can convey to the so everything else is the harmonies, the bass line, the drums, like that's everything else.
So top line is the same as core melody.
Is how I would say.
Is that what we're looking at?
Basically, the difference that you have to remember, the idea of a top line is specific because there's a lot of different types of music. Some music does not have a balance between like a singer and a group, a singer and backgrounds, singer versus music, right? It's a lot of different types of music. But in most pop genres, the identifiable parts that are sung by one person, if it's a solo song, right? But top line is different if it's a group, for example, right?
Okay.
But the point is, in my experience, the best way to think about it is if there was only one person available to sing, what they would do to sing the whole song.
Okay.
I would call top line. The reason I'm saying it like that is because a lot of people would refer to top line as being absent of harmony, obviously, because no one person can sing. I mean, unless you Layla Hathaway, right? Only one person can sing one note at a time, right? So it is the core melody, but it could be separate from a core melody if the counterpoint to the solo singer is a group voicing. If it's like a lead singer and a choir, right? Okay. Lead singer sings something, and then the choir sings something, right? Top line,
that sounded good.
right? The top line would still include what the choir sings, but if it's a choir, it's debatable about which note is melody. So what I'm saying? It can get a little complicated. So I wouldn't use the word melody because that's relative. But what I would say is if there's one person singing, no instruments, no nothing. One person singing, if they can sing the whole song in a way that's intelligible, where you know the song and there's nothing significant missing, I would refer to that as top line.
Well, basically, I think what I'm getting from you is a Whitney Houston song that she sings with no backgrounds, basically, right?
Could, yeah. Yeah. And
saving all my love. Saving all my love for you has no backgrounds. It's just
right.
And she could come in here, sing that sung without instrumentation.
Yeah.
And we got the song.
Yeah. And so the reason we use that a lot is because in the world of music makers and creators, when someone is looking for someone to write the core of a song, there are a lot of people who specialize in that. Like most songwriters will offer top line, meaning they'll write the song and they'll provide you with that single take of the whole thing for your reference. So if you're buying a song from someone, sometimes you want to buy a song with accompaniment already in place. Okay. But then there's people like me, producers like me, I don't want to hear anything other than top line because I want to hear options without impedance. If Kelley writes a song and she has her writing partner play chords to it, I can't unhear what they already did. But if I hear it just with top line, just with her voice, I can hear other places that I would go that the other person might not go, or vice versa. Once I have my idea out, then I want to hear what they did, because they might have gone some places that feel better than what I thought of to me. And I incorporate the two. So,
but you want the benefit of doing the song, or having a crack at the song with the top line in it.
Yeah, that's what he likes.
First.
That's all I want to hear.
We were just, Jamie and I were just talking about this because, she was saying
shout out to Jamie Butel. That's the Jamie we're talking about.
Awesome songwriter. We were just talking about how different people / different musicians respond to different things.
Yeah.
And she said for you, you can hear your top
She's talking
line.
to you? For you? Yeah.
Yeah, for she's talking to me. So for you. You can hear your melody in your top line, but it's like, I don't know, it's like a warm cup of tea when I get the right chords. And when she starts playing those chords. That's why I love piano players and guitar players.
Yeah.
Shout out to Phil. Because there's just something about getting the meat of that sandwich that feels so good to me.
Right.
And, she was saying, like, in contrast to another songwriting friend she has that really responds to bass and drums.
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't have bass and drums yet, it's like, what is this?
Oh, I'll follow what you mean. I was going to say
this certain element to feel like you're going.
Yeah.
So that's why I love going to a chordal person. Because it's like I could listen to my melody and feel like,
well, this speaks to the joy of collaboration that we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Because I'm similar. The only difference is, I can do all of it, but there's certain things that people do either differently from me or better than me in some ways. So, like for me, for example, I really, really get excited when a drum programmer or a drummer adds drums.
Yeah,
I can do drums all the time. Yeah. But a drummer's feels better to me because that's not my core brain. My core brain is melody in opposition to harmony.
Right. That makes a lot
That's
of
where
sense.
my head goes.
Yes.
So I'm thinking
the joy of the collab. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now we think about it. So you get a top line writer, somebody that has great melodies and whatnot, right? Or someone that can do both, right? Then they connect with a person who also does something similar right? So that's why, not almost everything, a lot of stuff that I do, goes to the same drummers. Yeah. It goes to, right?
Yep.
And it's because when they send me back their impression of what I'm doing, it has a feel that feels better to me than my basic core idea. Yeah. It feels like it's at another level.
Yeah. Well, and I can't remember if I shared this on our last podcast, but I'll share for Phil's benefit. I feel like God gave me music in my life, to get me out of my shell in a lot of different ways. So I was telling Phil earlier that the core of me is pretty shy and pretty introverted. I'm at home in myself.
Yeah.
And I don't really feel like I always need a lot of other input from people. But with music and other things too, but with music, I've had to, number one, step out and express and get past that fear of exposing myself and expressing myself. Yeah. And that's hard for me, but it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
And then I've been like, I have this core thing in me where my creativity helps me express love. Yeah. Love for myself, but also love for others. And I've had to go work with other people to create something great, whether that's in a choir or with my songwriting friends, met my husband, you know. And so thank you, Lord, for that gift of music, because it makes me go and be with people and hug people, you know? So joy of collaboration. Yeah,
very much so. And so, you know, very, very similar in terms of like the writing process feels different / better for me as well. Like when I'm working with someone. So with the song that we are referring to, when I got, I mean, Kelley as well, but when I got to Covenant, they were already doing this song. And, you know, I knew right away, though, that he had written it, because it was mentioned in rehearsal. Yeah. I think I probably asked like right away, like I've never heard the song before. And it was like, it's unoriginal. But it's a fun song. It's going to be out on October 6th. And one of the reasons I was asking if you ever recorded it is because I kind of want to hear the original. I want to hear where it started, because when I got there, it had already, you know, morphed a little. Or would you say that when I got to Covenant, was that the original? Because I pretty much remember
that was pretty much the original.
Yeah.
What came later was what I did in the King of Kings, Lord of Lords at the end, before the We Exalt Your Name on High.
Yeah.
So before it was just King of Kings.
Yeah.
Lord of Lords, Holy One.
Yeah.
And we ended Prince of Peace. And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then later came King of Kings.
Yeah. I remember.
I love that part.
I think I remember when you added that, because you told Glenn what to do. As a matter, I was there.
Yep, you were there.
I remember.
You were there.
Yeah.
I told him play.
Yeah. So y'all won't hear this because I went a different direction on that spot. He's referring to the end of the song. So when it comes out October 6th, the end of the song, I felt the unction to go in a much more smoothed out, chill vibe, much more atmospheric, much more worship-y, right? Phil's original idea was to be a bit funkier with that section. So it was much more of a four on the floor kind of feeling. Maybe we can do it like a live version.
That's just what I was thinking.
That might be fun.
I love that idea.
To you know what I'm saying? To just kind of add the stuff that came with my other direction that still fits over the original.
That's just the joy of
That'd
music,
be fun.
right? Because you can do it in all kind of ways. And Phil, I have to keep giving you props that, you know, when we do that song, I mean, the congregation bounces.
It's a bop. Yeah.
It's totally
It's definitely a bop.
It is. And it sticks with you, which is awesome. And then we know that, you know, to be able to have something that sticks with you that says, who is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords?
Yeah.
Come on. It doesn't get better than
it's
that.
Good
so
stuff.
Congratulations. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome.
Lord, oh
so I guess that begs the question, is this your first released song?
Oh, yeah. What? 100%. We are honored.
I didn't know that.
YB Ministry. 100%. Putting you on the map.
This is his first song. This is amazeballs. I don't know if I can say that. We're talking about God and stuff. That's pretty amazing. I don't know how that translates.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to get emails. Wait a minute. Sorry, mother so-and-so.
Highlight it. And go blip.
We're talking about sports balls, like basketballs and soccer balls. That's what I'm talking about.
Spaceballs, the movie.
Well, it is
That's what you're talking
amazing.
About.
It's a worldwide premiere.
Kelly's trying to save me to get back on.
I'm trying to clean it up.
I didn't know that, man. This is your first release.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We got to celebrate.
I got a big pile that the angels dragging.
That's awesome.
Right. we got to pull more out of Phil.
Yeah,
I don't want you dragging that big pile into heaven. Okay.
Let me challenge you, because I know you well, and I know you. There's a lot of stuff that's still up in the brainium. Let's get it out, bro.
Yeah.
At least for reference. We don't even got to release it all.
Come over here.
Let's get it out, man. Let's put it down. Let's get the top line down. You know.
Now that he knows what
you know what top line is, baby. You know what it is.
Insane in the brain.
So let's get them done. Maybe 2 a month, every other week, right?
You got during the week. Come on.
You got all that stuff. You spent all that money.
I know.
Yeah.
Phil has a nice setup at the crib. So, he does session work for me sometimes. So, take a day or two during the week, rehash the oldies but goodies.
That's what YV is all about.
Polish them up.
Art plus ministry.
Let's do it, baby.
Using your gifts and your talents.
Using the gifts.
Right? Not letting them be bottled up. I'm trying to be serious. He's not.
Serious.
I know. Gifts.
We love you. You know we love you.
Amen.
She loves you.
Yeah.
So more to come from Phillip Mandel Charles.
Can we do one more? You got to go. You do one more? Uno más? Phil got to go. I think that's Phil. That's Phil's no. He don't like to say no. Phil is a lot of love. I think
there's an important game on.
Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, coming through.
Very much
thank you.
And I want to double up what Kelley said. I'm very grateful that you chose to give us permission to record the song. It was a fun song. We definitely like doing it. I needed something up tempo, and I'm like, yo, I don't think Phil's ever recorded this song. Never. So it started off with I was just gonna do it to have it recorded for you. Mm-hmm. And then I just started enjoying it. I'm like, yo, this knocks. Yeah. Like, I could really mess with this.
It does.
And so then came the conversation with like, Phil, I think I want to really put my foot in it, So thank you for saying yes.
Okay.
Thank you for being down. Hopefully everybody will buy it
October
for $1 million each, and then we'll be able to cut you a check for,
that's the goal.
You know what I'm saying? 1,000,000% of the proceeds. You know what I mean? So thank you so much. Love you so much. So how was this? I know you was on the fence about whether you wanted a mic and camera in front of your face.
See, we didn't.
I said it wasn't going to be that bad. Did it feel bad?
It didn't feel bad. I just like. I guess I want to see it now.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have it. It's going to take me at least a week or two, at least. But I'll go through, edit stuff, and it's just be you talking.
Okay.
Just be us talking.
All right, that's fine.
Talking.
That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
You survived.
I'm very grateful. You survived. Grateful you came through. Grateful you let us sing a song. I'm very grateful for how much love you just poured out on us. And I want to continue expressing gratitude, but especially right now in the moment. We thank you for who you are. We thank you for who you've been for us. We're very grateful. We love you tons.
Love you back.
There
love
it is.
You more.
Family. Gumbolaya Podcast, C.A. Purcell, Kelley Nicole, Phillip Charles, King of Kings, coming out October 6th.
Yep.
October 6th.
Yep.
Listen to it, stream it, share it. Listen to this, share it, tell people about it, because they really want to know all these things that we were talking about is so personal and completely relevant. They want to know. So share it with them. Love me, love you, love yourselves, love each other. Talk to y'all. Peace.
Production.